Welcome back sa ating channel. For today, we will be discussing about deductive and inductive reasoning. Kung bago ka lang sa channel ko, do not forget to subscribe. The objectives of this session are differentiate deductive reasoning from inductive reasoning, apply deductive and inductive reasoning in making logical arguments and conjectures, define and apply each law of valid reasoning in constructing logical arguments. So let us have a recap. Blank is for the if, while the conclusion is for the blank. The first blank is for hypothesis. Hypothesis is for the if, while the conclusion is for the then. If-then statements are also called as conditional statements. Conditional statements have three types: converse, blank, and contrapositive. Inverse. What is reasoning? It is the action of thinking about something in a logical or sensible way. Pag sinabi po nating logical, comes from the word logic, kailangan may sense yung pag-reason out natin. Pag sinabi nating may sense, systematized or naka-organize yung ating statements para maging valid yung ating reason. It has two ways: deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning. So here are two sets of statements. Let us have the first one. Math areas are fun to learn. Geometry is an area of math. Therefore, it is fun to learn. In the second set, we have here, geometry is fun to learn. Geometry is an area of math. Then, math areas are fun to learn. So, in the two sets of sentences or statements, we can generate two different ideas, general idea and specific ideas. So, in the first set, the general idea here is the first sentence, math areas are fun to learn. In the second set, the general idea is located at the latter part. Math areas are fun to learn. Whereas, in the specific ideas, in the first set, the specific ideas are found at the latter part of the set. Geometry is an area of math, therefore it is fun to learn. Whereas in the second set, the specific ideas are stated at the first part of the set, which are these: geometry is fun to learn, geometry is an area of math. So the positioning of the general idea and the specific ideas are being interchanged. In the first set, we call this the deductive reasoning, whereas in the second set, we call this the inductive reasoning. So let us now try to differentiate the two. Deductive reasoning is the process of making use of accepted rules of logic. It begins with a general statement and then it is applied to prove particular cases. So, in geometry, mas sinasabi na ang deductive reasoning ang mas valid compared sa inductive reasoning. Dahil kung makikita ninyo, meron tayong term dito which is logic na kung saan systematized ang pag-prove natin or yung pag-reason out natin pag deductive reasoning. Pag inductive reasoning naman, it is the process of observing data, recognizing pattern, and making generalization from these observations. So pag inductive, mauuna muna magbigay ng examples bago ka mag-generalize. So mas valid ang deductive reasoning kasi umpisa pa lang, given na ang general idea bago ka mag-proceed sa specific examples. Kumbaga, umpisa pa lang, sa deductive reasoning, umpisa pa lang, fact agad ang pinag-uusapan, katotohanan. Tsaka ka magbibigay ng examples. And these examples will support that fact. Kapag inductive, magbibigay ka muna ng mga examples bago ka mag-generalize. So, yan. Let's have a practice. So, sabihin nyo lang kung DR or IR. So, number 1. This marble from the bag is black. Another marble from the bag is black. A third marble from the bag is black. Therefore, all the marbles in the bag are black. So, kung mapapansin niyo, nagbigay muna siya ng examples ng marbles na makikita sa bag bago siya nag-provide ng isang statement para dun sa examples na yon. And also, from the word all, ito na yung magsasabi sa'yo na ito yung general idea na lahat ng marbles dun sa bag ay black. So, since stated muna ang examples bago ang generalization, ang tawag dito or ang ginamit ay inductive reasoning. Number 2. All men are mortal. Joe is a man. Therefore, Joe is mortal. So, yung magic word natin na all para sa ating general idea. Kung makikita ninyo, nagsabi muna siya ng general idea bago siya nagbigay ng example ng lalaki. Pangalan ng lalaki. So, itong part na to, yung ating examples. Then, yung unang statement natin, ito yung general idea. So, nauna si general bago mag-specific examples. This is, or gumamit tayo ng deductive reasoning. Number 3. My math teacher has blue eyes. My last math teacher had blue eyes. All math teachers must have blue eyes. So, ang nangyari, nagbigay muna siya ng examples ng math teacher niya na merong blue eyes. Tapos, tsaka siya nag-generalize na lahat daw ng math teachers ay mayroong blue eyes. So, yung magic word natin na all, ito yung para sa general idea. Specific to general. So, pag specific to general, tayo ay gumamit ng inductive reasoning. Number 4. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Peter eats an apple every day, therefore he never gets sick. So, nag-umpisa tayo sa isang motto, which is this one, or quotation. And any quotation is accepted naman sa kahit saan. So, ito ay general idea. Tsaka siya na ngayon nagbigay ng isang tao na kumakain ng apple na hindi nagkasakit. So, ito yung specific examples. Tapos, naunahan tayo ng general idea bago mag-specific examples. So, gumamit tayo ng deductive reasoning. Last, number 5. All living things have cells. Ma'am Tep-Tep is a living thing. Ma'am Tep-Tep has cells. So, magic word natin, si all. So, yung statement na to ay para sa general idea. Tapos, yung second sentences naman natin ay yung mga tinatawag nating specific examples. So, ito ay ginamitan ng deductive reasoning. Let's proceed sa laws of valid reasoning. So, there are 3 laws of valid reasoning. The first one is Law of Detachment or modus ponens in other books. Law of Indirect Reasoning or modus tollens. And Law of Syllogism or chain rule. So, explain muna natin one by one. So, pag sinabi nating Law of Detachment, kung makikita ninyo, ito yung ating original. So, if P, then Q. Pag ginamitan ng Law of Detachment, kung ano yung position niya, yun pa rin naman. Pero iba na yung symbol. Instead of then, gagamit na tayo ng therefore. Okay, yung symbol na to, yung tatlong tuldok na yan, ang tawag po dyan ay therefore. So, yun po yung Law of Detachment. Kung ano yung given sa ating original, yun pa rin naman yung ating reasoning kapag gumamit tayo ng Law of Detachment. Kapag Law of Indirect Reasoning, nagne-negate na po tayo. Okay? So, kung ano yung original, negated lang siya. So, kung hindi nagawa si condition, dapat si conclusion hindi rin magagawa. Kaya siya negative P, negative Q. Sa Law of Syllogism naman, kailangan mo ng 3 statements. Isang statement kay P, isang statement kay Q, isang statement kay R. Ang magiging statement natin sa latter part or sa pag nag-reason out tayo, kailangan yung una at yung huli ay magkatulad. So, para kang merong triplets. Si Si triplet number 1, kamukha ni triplet number 2. Si triplet number 2, kamukha ni triplet number 3. Kaya, ang magiging conclusion natin dito, si triplet number 1 at si triplet number 3 ay magkamukha or connected. So, let's have an example for law of detachment. If a triangle has one right angle, then it is a right triangle. So, this one, yung nasa if, ito yung P, yung nasa then, ito si Q. So, pagdating sa ating, pag ginamit na ng reasoning, magbibigay tayo ng example. Example ng triangle. Triangle XYZ. So, ang triangle ay pwedeng pangalanan using 3 points or yung vertices niya. Triangle XYZ has one right angle. So, kung makikita ninyo, nagbigay ng example ng triangle, pero yun pa rin naman yung statement niya. One right angle. One right angle. Pagdating sa then, instead na then, therefore na. Therefore, instead of using it, since nagbigay tayo ng pangalan ng ating triangle, gamitin natin, triangle XYZ is a right triangle. So, kung ano man yung nasa conclusion dun sa original, ganun pa rin yung nasa conclusion sa ating therefore. So, yan. Tapos, ito. So, one line over here, tsaka dito. Tapos, 2 lines here para naman sa conclusion. Para mas ma-compare natin. Next, law of indirect reasoning. So, negated lang yung condition, negated din yung conclusion. So, ito yung original natin. If a triangle has one right angle, then it is a right triangle. So, kung gagawa tayo ng reasoning, kailangan may given na triangle. Triangle XYZ, since ito ay negated na si P, kung si original ay merong isang right angle, pagdating doon sa ating example, since negated, lalagay natin wala siyang right angle. Pagdating naman sa conclusion, kung si conclusion ay negated, ang sabi dito, it is a right triangle. So, ang negated nito ay it is not a right triangle. So, yan, si P, negated, ito na siya, has one right angle, dito naman has no right angle. Pagdating sa conclusion, it is a right triangle. Pagdating sa kanya, it is not a right triangle. Yun yung law of indirect reasoning. Pagdating naman sa law of syllogism, 3 statements na dapat ang meron tayo. So, let us have these statements. Yan. If a triangle has one right angle, then it is a right triangle. Ito yung PQ. Pagdating doon sa example, XYZ is a right triangle. So, connected pa rin siya dun sa Q. Tapos, ito naman si R. Its longest side is the hypotenuse. So, kung gagawa natin siya ng reasoning, therefore, if a triangle has one right angle, then its longest side is the hypotenuse. Paano nangyari yon? So, yan. Etong black, siya yung P. Yung green, siya si Q. Si blue, siya naman si R. So, kung mapapansin nyo, gumawa ako ng dalawang if-then statements dito sa original, pero connected yung conclusion sa unang if-then dun sa if-then nung susunod na statement. So, P, if P, then Q, if Q, then R. Ito naman yung R. So, pagdating sa reasoning natin, ang ilalagay natin sa if ay yung black, kasi siya si P. Tapos ang ilalagay natin sa then ay si blue kasi siya si R. So always remember that deductive reasoning is the process of making use of accepted rules of logic. It begins with a general statement and then it is applied to prove particular cases. General idea to specific examples. Inductive reasoning is the process of observing data, recognizing pattern, and making generalization from these observations. Specific examples to general idea. Laws of valid reasoning, law of detachment, so same lang yung position ng P and Q. Law of indirect reasoning, negated lang yung ating original na PQ. Law of syllogism, PQ, QR, then PR. So, thank you for watching this video. Sana nakatulong ako sa inyo. God bless!